Hello, dear subscribers and visitors of my channel about Russian language. We continue our conversation about plurals of Russian neuter gender nouns, and today I would like to review the models describing stress changes which often occur in the neuter gender nouns in their plural forms. In this video, we are not going to discuss noun endings because we did it in detail in part 1, and the link to that video will be in the description. Today, we will only talk about the stress patterns, and if you find something new or helpful here, please let me know about this in the comment section. I am Evgeny Yeliseev, a native Russian language teacher for foreigners, and you are on the channel Russian Language in Detail. Good news! In the plural number, more than 90% of Russian neuter gender nouns are stressed on the same syllable as in the singular. Such nouns end by the following groups: soft sign ye, iye, ce, iще, stvo, чко, шко. Let's see some examples. Here and below, the stressed vowels will be highlighted in yellow capital letters. Сиденье, сиденья, здание, здания, житие, жития, сокровище, сокровища, блюдце, блюдца, государство, государство, вещество, вещества, колечко, колечки, окошко, окошки. As you can see, the stress in the singular and in the plural number falls on the same syllable. This rule has a few exceptions. Меньшинство, меньшинство, сердце, сердца, облачко, облачка, by analogy with облако, облака. Now let's consider disyllabic neuter gender nouns. If you watched my video about stress changes in Russian feminine gender nouns, you already know that disyllabic nouns ending by stressed a or ya almost always change the stress in the nominative plural, like рука, руки, whereas this rule doesn't work in disyllabic nouns stressed on the stem, like книга, книги. With respect to disyllabic neuter gender nouns, this rule works almost always. In other words, Russian disyllabic neuter gender nouns change the stress in the nominative plural regardless of the stress in the singular number. For example, лицо, лица, вино, вина, письмо, письма, число, числа, яйцо, яйца, ядро, ядра, пятно, пятна, окно, окна, кольцо, кольца, говно, говна, копье, копья, ружье, ружья. When the root contains ye, it changes to yo when stressed almost always. Бедро, бедра, ребро, ребра, стекло, стекла, село, села, весло, весла, седло, седла, гнездо, гнезда, ведро, ведра, зерно, зерна, бревно, бревна. One exception is плечо, which looks like плечи in the plural. The same occurs to the disyllabic nouns that are not stressed on the ending in the singular number. In the nominative plural, they will change the stress and will be stressed on the ending. Слово, слова, войско, войска, место, места, сердце, сердца, дело, дела, тело, тела, by analogy антитело, антитела, право, права, стадо, стада, масло, масла, поле, поля, море, моря. Here we need to memorize a small number of exceptions. Кресло, кресло, блюдо, блюдо, благо, благо, века, веки. Note that although the word veka, eyelid, is similar to the word vek, century, they form the plural differently. Veka, veki, but vek, veka. Now let's talk about polysyllabic neuter gender nouns. Most of such nouns have been already mentioned at the beginning of my video, because most of them end by soft sign ye, iye, ce, ishe, stvo, chko, shko, and don't change the stress at all. So here in this section, we will only examine nouns that don't contain the above-mentioned suffixes and endings. Their amount is not too large, and normally, in the plural, they are stressed on the stem regardless of their stress in the singular number. For example, правило, правило, болото, болото, начало, начало, одеяло, одеяло, покрывало, покрывало, яблоко, яблоки, колено, колени. When колено means bend, it sounds like коленья in the plural. Волокно, волокна, полотно, полотна, ремесло, ремесла, колесо, колеса. Also, please memorize 3 important exceptions. The nouns зеркало and облако have stressed endings in the plural. Зеркало, зеркала, облако, облака. And the noun озеро changes the stress in a different way and should be memorized as well. Озеро, озера. Also, we shouldn't forget about nouns ending by mя. In the nominative plural, they end by мина. Время, времена. Имя, имена. Племя, племена. Семя, семена in the meaning of seeds, but знамя, знамена. And the last noun class for today, already mentioned in my previous video about nouns ending in stem changes, and these are a bit irregular nouns changing the stem in the plural. Just in case, I will remind them to you. Some of them end by unstressed soft sign я in the plural. Перо, перья. Дерево, деревья. Крыло, крылья. Звено, звенья. Дно, донья. Other ones change the stem in a more noticeable way. Судно, суда. Небо, небеса. Чудо, чудеса. Ухо, уши. Око, очи. Well, that's all for today. Now you know everything about the formation of the nominative plural of Russian neuter gender nouns. Thanks a lot for watching this video. I will be happy if you tell me what information described here was helpful in the comment section. I'm Evgeny Yeliseev, a teacher of Russian language for foreigners. If you would like to contact me, you can see my contact information on my website russianwithrussian.com. Thanks again for watching. See you in my next videos.